There it is, $1 million.
Dean Emerson, on behalf of Mr. Clampett, I am pleased to present this check to my old alma mater.
Thank you, Mr. Drysdale. And you, Mr. Clampett. Thank you.
And now, the college has a surprise for you. An honorary degree.
What?
Here you are, Mr. Clampett.
Oh, shucks, I don't want nothing.
Now, we insist.
Do I have to wear it? Couldn't I just put it in a sack and take it home?
Oh, it's not to take home. You wear this when you receive your degree.
Yes, there are 3,000 students waiting to hear your acceptance speech.
Speech?
Mr. Clampett isn't much for speech-making, Dean.
No, couldn't I just say thanks and let it go at that?
No, indeed. You have an inspirational success story for those young people.
I think just a simple thank you would be best.
Nonsense. We all want to hear the inspiring story of how Mr. Clampett made his fortune.
Well, I could tell him that. It's short. You see, Granny was honing for some gopher gravy. I went down the slough to shoot one. But just as I cut loose, that little varmint skedaddled. And oil come oozing out of that slough just like sorghum out of a leaky hog trough. That's how I made my fortune.
Perhaps a simple thank you would be best.
Hey, Granny!
Look here!
Uncle Jed's got his picture in the morning paper.
Right on the front page. Well, I'll be swished. Ha! That must have been some party.
Party?
To get your Uncle Jed to wear that nightshirt and put a lampshade on his head. Well, it's about time he was having a little fun.
Granny, that ain't no funning outfit. That's a graduating from college outfit.
Yeah, Uncle Jed's done been made a doctor.
The doctor.
Yeah, looky right here. It says, millionaire honor.
J.D. Clampett receives doctor's degree.
And then it goes on to say, on account of his service to humanity and generosity and many other kind deeds, that there Greeley College done went and made him a doctor.
Yeah, and this here's a certificate that they give him. J.D. Clampett.
Doctor of Humanities. Well, that means everybody.
Why, them darn fool crazy mixed up college kids, they made a mistake.
Well, what do you mean?
I've been doctoring over 50 years, and they give the certificate to Jed.
Oh, but you ain't been to college, Granny, and you got to go to college to be a real doctor.
Yeah, like Pa done yesterday.
He only went to college for a half hour.
Well, that don't make no difference. According to this, he's a doctor and you ain't.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a doctor, you gotta have one of these here certificates to hang up on your wall.
Your Uncle Jed don't know chills from chigger bites.
Granny?
He don't know warts from weevils. He don't know the grip from the pip.
What's all the shouting about down there?
Well, yonder he comes, the college doctor. The one with the fancy piece of paper that says he knows everything. How do you cure the vapors? What do you do for Quincy? How do you poultice a riser?
Well, it's me, Granny. You're the one who knows all that stuff.
Oh, do you hear that? He wants me to do his doctoring for him. Well, I ain't a-gonna do it. You got the name, now you play the game.
What are you talking about?
About you sneaking off to college and being made a doctor.
I didn't get made no doctor.
Well, it says right here in the morning paper you did.
I just went down there to give him some money.
Then how come you took the certificate?
I thought they was handing me a receipt.
Does this look like a receipt?
Well, I'll be doggone.
Hey, Uncle Jed, when I wanted to be a brain surgeon, everybody said that I had to go to college 8 years to be a doctor.
Well, that's what I heard. But I reckon it's like the old saying goes, nothing greases a chute like money.
Well, Mr. College Doctor, ain't you gonna hang up your fancy certificate on the wall and commence healing sick folks?
Of course not.
Then why are you all duded up like this?
Going over to my movie studio.
Is somebody ailing over there?
Now, stop that kind of talk. You know I ain't no doctor.
It says so in the paper.
I know you're going to take that serious. Granny, you're the doctor in this family. You always have been, you always will be.
Dr. Clampett, I presume. Good morning, Doctor. Well, Granny, how's it make you feel when you hear your son-in-law called doctor? Makes you swell up with pride, doesn't it?
Mr. Drysdale, could we have this certificate made out to Granny instead of me?
You're joking.
Oh, she deserves it a lot more than I do.
But you're the one who gave the money to the college.
Yeah, but...
I don't need your charity, Jed Clampett. You can keep your old doctor's certificate.
Mr. Drysdale, if we can't have this one made over to Granny, could we get her one of her own?
Well, I'm afraid. Well, you see, a doctor's degree is very rarely bestowed. It took a cool million for the... Granny's case, I doubt seriously if...
Where you going, Granny?
Going with Jethro. Come on, boy.
Where's Jethro going?
He's going with me. Get that truck moving, boy.
Where are we going, Granny?
To that Greeley College.
I think it's Greeley.
I think it's greedy. And as long as it is, I'm gonna buy me one of them half-hour doctor certificates.
Hey, Granny, how about buying me one to be a brain surgeon?
I'll price them.
And now, coming up on your right, in a few moments, will be the home of Mr. J.D. Clampett, the man who owns Mammoth Picture Studios. And then...
He owns a movie studio?
That's right. And then...
Well, can't we stop for a moment? Maybe we'll see him.
Well, I can pull up at the gate. He might be out in the yard.
Now, dear, if we should see Mr. Clampett, you know what to do. Oh, thank goodness we brought your tap shoes. Watch me for tempo, and remember the signals. Now, this is a cartwheel, and this is a backflip. Oh, my baby's gonna be the new Shirley Temple.
Paul!
Yeah, Ellie and Granny and Jethro come back?
No, sir, but there's a whole bus full of people coming up the driveway.
What do you reckon they want?
Well, I don't know, unless they seen your picture in the paper and want you to doctor them.
Well, I hope not. Morning, folks.
Y'all here to see Dr. Clampett?
Hey, that's you. Your picture's in the newspaper.
You've got to see my little girl. Let me right there.
Ma'am, you see, I ain't really a doctor. I can't. I mean...
Open this door. Let me go.
Take it easy, will you, lady?
I want him to see my Beverly. Now open this door.
Gee, I'm sorry about this. I'll get him out of here right away.
Well, maybe you best let that woman off. She's about to bust your door.
Okay, thanks.
They're standing here for Beverly. He's got to see that
Stand
child.
back, please. Stand back.
Come on, Beverly.
It might calm her some just to let her tell us her troubles. Sure hope Granny hurries back.
This is just so wonderful of you, Mr. Clampett.
Dr. Clampett.
Debbie, please. Ma'am, maybe you'd like to step inside where you can sit down and tell me about your little girl.
Did you hear that, Beverly? Isn't he a nice man?
But we love you.
Just step inside.
Pa, they don't look like there's nothing bad wrong with that little girl.
I hope not, but you never know. Nervous little thing, ain't she?
Don't you think she's got something?
Well, I don't think it's nothing to get excited about.
Wait. You haven't seen anything yet.
Please, ma'am, not all the way.
She sure is wearing fancy underwear.
Well, she usually wears her best when they come to see the doctor.
Now, show 'em what you've really got, Beverly.
Control yourself. That little girl's gonna be all right.
Oh, Beverly, did you hear that? Oh, I've taken her every place, and you're the first one that showed us any encouragement. Oh, isn't he a nice man?
Yes, we love you.
We love you, too.
How soon do you think you can cast her?
Cast her? Oh, well, that'll be up to Granny. She might want to try a couple of other things first before she puts her in a cast.
My Beverly's ready for anything.
Well, you come back in a couple of hours, and Granny probably be here by then.
Oh, bless you. Come along, Beverly.
Oh, ma'am, don't you want to put her clothes on?
Well, I can do that on the bus. I just can't wait to tell everyone at the Hollywood Vaudeville Club what you're doing for Beverly. They all call her Little Taffy Toe.
Listen, I want you to comb that alumni list again. Let's see if we can't come up with a few more of those really big ones.
Are you the goomer that gives away doctor's certificates?
What?
Yep, it's you. I'll take one.
No, wait a minute.
Now, if you're worried about the chute getting greased, I got the hog fat right here.
I'll call you back. I think one of the fraternities is trying to pull a prank on me.
$6.12 there, right?
Right.
I'll take my doctor's certificate.
For $6.12.
And if there's enough left over, I'll take one for brain surgeon, too.
Who brought you here? Psi Omega?
No, Jethro Bodine.
You call me Granny? Hey, you graduated quicker than Uncle Jed, and it didn't even take you a half hour.
Now, look here, young man. This has gone far enough. What fraternity are you with?
I ain't with no fraternity.
Then will you please explain what this little woman wants?
Oh, yes, sir. She wants folks to call her a doctor.
And it's high time, too.
Indeed it is. Get me Dr. Niemeyer in psychiatry.
Paul, Granny and Jethro's are coming.
Oh, praise be. Just in time. Finish putting the chairs around for the next busload of sick folks. Granny, I'm so glad to see you, I ain't even going to ask you where you been.
I wouldn't tell you if you did ask.
I'll tell you where we've been.
You speak when you're spoke to.
Jethro, park the truck out of the way.
I've been spoke to, Granny. We've been down at this...
You do as you're told. Now get this truck out of here. You get your certificate hogging hands off of me, Dr. Clampett.
Granny, like I told you before, you're the doctor, not me. Why, I had to turn away a whole busload of sick folks because you wasn't here.
Why didn't you show him your picture in the paper? Maybe that would have cured him.
There was a little girl here would have tore your heart out. Poor little thing had a nervous tick in her foot. Couldn't stop tapping it. She had wore out so many pairs of shoes her ma had to put iron plates on them. She's coming back and bring some other.
Well, heaven help him, because I ain't gonna.
Granny, I'll get that college to make you a doctor if it takes every cent I got.
They offered to make me one. Even give me a test.
They did?
Asked me the craziest darn fool questions you ever did hear. Had me putting pegs in holes and looking at spilt ink. But I passed it.
Good for you.
That's what I thought. Until they put me in that white doctor's coat. The crazy darn fool thing had sleeves that tied in the back.
Make no sense at all.
If Jethro hadn't been there to rip it off of me, I'd still be trying to get out of it. I have done my last doctoring, and that's that. What's this get-up supposed to be?
Well, this here's a nurse's outfit. Jethro and me's gonna help Pa take care of sick folks.
Jethro and you, Hep Jed? What did the three of you put together couldn't take a wart off a dill pickle?
Granny, Jethro's been watching them hospital shows on TV, and he knows all about doctors and nurses and everything. Well, me and him went over to Paul's movie studio. We got all the stuff to make the parlor into a real doctor's office. Hey, Jethro!
Nurse, don't you never whistle and yell, "Hey, Jethro," at me. You're supposed to say, "Calling Dr. Bodine," like they do on television.
Dr. Bodine.
Yes, ma'am, Granny. He's Dr. Clampett's brilliant young assistant.
Nurse, clear this ward. Get ready for the patients.
Sorry, Granny. You'll have to leave.
You couldn't pay me to stay here. I don't want to be within 10 miles of this place. Someone comes in with a broken leg, that nut will shoot him. And I don't want to be here to see it.
I'll go out and fetch Dr. Clampett.
Dr. Bodine?
Yes, sir, Dr. Clampett?
I believe I told you about the toe tapping, young'un.
Yes, sir. I'm familiar with the case and prepared to handle it.
I believe we had best step into my private office, Doctor.
After you, Doctor.
Supposing that X-rays don't quieten her nerves.
Then I'll just have to yank them rascals out.
That don't do it?
Then I'll just have to remove what they call the entire skeletal structure.
Oh, if that's that little girl, you might as well bring her right on in here to the operating room and letting young Dr. Bodine go right to work on her.
Yes, sir. Dr. Clampett.
Oh, no, wait. I'll help you, Jed. I'll save the little girl. Don't let that squirrely TV doctor get his hands on her. I'm coming. I'm coming. Worst case of nervous flip-flops I ever did see. Oh, you pretty little darling. Don't you worry, Granny's here. Granny's gonna help you.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
Glad to do it. Come on in here. No, I better take her upstairs to my room.
Oh, there's some others outside from the Hollywood Vaudeville Club. May I tell them to come in?
Have them come in and wait. I'll get to them as quick as a kid.
Come on in, everybody.
What a beautiful place this is.
Now remember, we drew straws, and I get to audition my bird imitations first.
What you doing, boy?
Well, this here's the way them there doctors wash their hands on television. Nowadays, what you call sterilized clean. Ready to operate.
Excuse me, Paul. First patient's waiting to see you.
Ain't Granny down there yet?
No, sir.
Well, I'll talk to him. Ready to operate, huh?
Yes, sir.
Howdy, ma'am. What seems to be your trouble? That woman thinks she's a bird.
She ain't fur wrong.
What can you do?
Well, I ain't no bird doctor, but I can give her some breadcrumbs and straw and make her comfortable.
How's the little girl?
Just fine. But it took 2 doses of nerve tonic to get her more to bed. Well, come on, give me your wing.
Pitiful, pitiful.
Here's the next one, Paul.
Oh, howdy. Granny will be right back. Maybe you'd like to tell me what ails you. Sometimes makes you feel a lot better just to talk about it. Uh-oh. I can tell you right off that we got to change what you eat. You'll feel a heap better right away.
Paul, come quick.
What's the matter, Ellie?
There's a woman waiting to see Granny, and she's stripped down to her fancy underwear.
A growed woman?
Yes, sir. And it's got her husband just raging mad.
Now, don't eat no more till I get back. Now, here, just a minute.
That's his wife he's throwing them knives at.
Now, hold on, mister. Let's not have no more of that. I grant you got cause to be upset, but, no more of that. If your husband's aim wasn't so bad, we'd have an awful mess here.
Worst case of heartburn I ever did see.
20 each, Granny.
Jethro!
You're supposed to say calling Dr. Bodine.
Never mind. Take that man to the kitchen. Give him some baking soda and buttermilk.
Be sure and get the jug with the buttermilk. You give him some of Granny's corn squeezins and he'll hiccup this house to a cinder.
Yes, sir.
Get a load of this.
Come in.
Mr. Dean, could I see you for a minute?
Mr. Clampett, what an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Dean, I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you back this certificate.
Oh, why?
Well, even Granny ain't doctor enough to cure them Hollywood folks. They is real sick.
Washing things.
Are you going to teach him to wash regular-sized dishes?
Well, of course I am. Then I won't have to do them.
If you can learn him to wash cars, we can make some money.
Now, youngins, you're going to be walking on eggs today because Granny is in one of her... What incarnation is...
Well, I'm learning this here raccoon to wash dishes.
Get him out of here, Ellie. Of all days not to rile up Granny, this is it.
Granny might like to have herself a dishwashing critter.
Granny ain't in no mood to like nothing today. She's in one of her cantankerous moods, and she's spoiling for a fight. Now, Ellie, May, get him outside.
Oh, sorry, Clyde.
Oh, wait a minute. Here she comes. Get him out of sight.
Well, where'll I hide him?
Put him in here, Ellie. It's empty.
He'll be real still and I'll sneak you outside.
Everybody mind your own business. Be real quiet. Don't give her nothing to start a scrap about.
Nobody even gonna speak to poor old Granny.
Good morning, Granny.
What's good about it?
Well, the sun is shining and it ain't raining.
What have you got again, rain? You want this whole place to dry up and be a desert? The farmers need rain. What are you, a farmer hater?
No, ma'am.
A lizard lover?
No, ma'am.
Now, what are you? Be quiet. Who you telling to be quiet?
Nobody.
Are you taking his side again me?
No, ma'am.
Are you taking my side again him?
No, ma'am.
Why not? Ain't I right?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Then that makes you on my side.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, get off of it.
Come on, Ellie. I'll help you tote this pot outside.
I'll help too, Ellie.
Just a doggone minute. What's in that pot?
Victuals, Granny.
Then why are you toting them outside?
Well, they's a mite underdone, so we's giving them to the critters.
Not so fast. Who says they's underdone?
I reckon I do.
Well, I say they's just right.
Okay?
Give me that pot. I'm hungry.
Now, Granny, take my word for it. Them victuals ain't cooked enough.
I say they is.
No, they ain't.
Yes, they is.
Well?
I win. They is just right. For a picnic.
When Granny's spoiling for a fight, she's sure gonna have one.
Boy, that's the truth.
I have known that little woman to grow a couple of stalks of cotton just so she could scrap with the boll weevil.
Howdy. Oh, just a minute, I'll ask. Hey, is Granny cooking lice soap?
Yeah, why?
Yes, ma'am, that's what you smell. Yes, ma'am, now you do that. And bye. That's gonna get the fighting out of Granny's system.
What is? Who was that?
Well, that was Mrs. Drysdale. She says that she's gonna throw Granny's soap kettle into the cement pond. Let's go watch the fun, Ellie.
Now, hold on. You young'uns stay here. I'll go see if I can head her off.
Get that vile mess out of here.
Well, Miss Drysdale. What was that you said again, honey?
I said, get that vile mess out of here.
I thought that's what you said.
Don't stand there making that ridiculous noise. Do as I tell you, or I'll dump it in the pool and you after it.
Keep talking, honey. I want you to have a full head of steam when I tap your boiler.
Mrs. Drysdale.
She's mine, Jed, all mine. Leave her be.
Yeah, but Granny, you don't want to fight her with your sweater on, do you?
No, help me take it off. What are you doing? Unhand me, you ruffian! Bring her back, you promised! Ah, here she is. I demand you release me.
I will, ma'am, as soon as I get you safe on your side of the hedge and get Granny cooled down. Sounds like half my work is done.
Mrs. Drysdale.
Where is that miserable money-grubbing peasant?
I refuse to recognize my employer by that odious appellation.
Oh, everybody is against me. I have to fight alone to save Beverly Hills from the blight of those barbarians. Where is Milburn?
Mr. Drysdale is flying to San Francisco. He tried to call you, but you were next door at the Clampetts.
Yes, being abused, humiliated, and manhandled.
Manhandled? By whom?
Mr. Clampett. He grabbed me in the most savage manner and literally dragged me like a caveman. My arms still ache from his brutal assault.
Mrs. Drysdale, Mr. Clampett may be rough in appearance, but he's the very essence of a gentleman, the soul of chivalry.
He is the essence of uncouth behavior and the soul of depravity.
You hear what happened at his studio when an overzealous actress threw herself at him?
I certainly did not. And it all sounds terribly sordid. What happened?
Well, he found out that she was a married woman. And his sense of honor is so great that he refuses to go near his own studio so long as she's there.
Really? Miss Hathaway, I've been quite shaken by my ordeal. Might I have some tea?
Of course. Sit down. I'll prepare it immediately.
Marie, please see that my new Paris creation is pressed. And summon my beautician and masseurs. Oh, and Marie, I want to borrow some of that perfume that you find so devastatingly irresistible to men. No, it is not for Mr. Drysdale. I'm going to throw myself at Mr. Clampett. What? Of course I'm able to drive home myself.
What?
She's took to bed with double pneumonia and pond water poisoning.
She never even got good and wet before I got her out of that pond.
Well, come on, Paul. She's about to breathe her life.
Granny's just trying to get back at me for spoiling her scrap with Miss Drysdale.
Ellie! You hear that, Paul? She's terrible sick. She says her time has come and she wants her family around when she goes. Jethro! Hurry, Paul, hurry! Where's coming, Granny?
Ellie, ain't your paw coming?
I'm right here, Granny.
Ellie, if he gets here too late, give him a dying message for me.
I'm right here.
Tell him I forgive him for taking Miss Drysdale's side agin me.
I didn't do that.
Tell him I forgive him for tying my arms down and throwing me in the cement pond to drown.
Granny, you fell in. I pulled you out.
Tell him he got his wish. I died from a broken heart.
I thought it was double pneumonia.
Tell him don't waste no money on a pine box. Just throw together some scrap wood and dump me in. Granny, don't say those things.
Careful, Ellie. You'll catch pond water poison. Besides, I got to measure your Granny for her box. Let's see now. We got a couple of old egg crates down in the basement. Reckon they do. Uh-oh. No. Afraid not. Ellie, reckon your granny would mind getting put away kind of doubled up?
Granny, don't listen to him. It's all right, child. I'm too weak to hear him. I'm breathing my last feeble breath.
Uncle Jed! Guess who's downstairs waiting for you? All gussied up and sweet-smelling, too. Mrs. Drysdale.
Who?
Mrs. Drysdale!
Why, that fat old stone hen, let me...
Lay back down, you're dying.
I'm dying to belt her one, let me in.
Hold her down, young'un.
Steady, Margaret, steady. All you have to do is flirt with him. Surely it's worth that to get him to move. But suppose he doesn't retreat from your advances. What? Oh, rubbish. If he retreated from a glamorous movie actress, he'll surely retreat from me. You're playing with dynamite. Listen, to get these peasants to move, I danced the Watusi with a keg of nitroglycerin.
Who are you talking to, Miss Drysdale?
Oh, Mr. Clampett. I suppose you think it's terribly bold and daring of me to come over here alone like this.
Oh, no, not at all. Granny's safe up in her bedroom, and the young'uns is up there watching her.
It isn't Granny I'm afraid of. It's myself, my feelings, the emotions that are raging inside of me.
Oh, forget it, Miss Drysdale. Even if you was to tangle with Granny, you couldn't hurt her. She's little, but she's wiry.
I have no intention of tangling with Granny. The only entanglement I fear is you and me.
Oh, Drysdale, I wouldn't hurt you for the world.
That's a let go, Granny. You'll go down and want Miss Drysdale. Oh, I'm failing away again. I'm breathing my last. Ellie Mae, quick. Run down and fetch my tonic. Maybe I can hang on a mite longer.
Listen, Granny.
Oh, Jethro. Open them doors so I can see the sky and the trees when I go.
Well, where are you going?
Fixing to cross the River Jordan.
In your night clothes?
I'm leaving this vale of tears. I'm going to join the angels.
Well, they's done better than Dodgers.
I'm dying, you big lummox!
No, you ain't, Granny. You'll feel fine just as soon as Ellie fetches your tonic for you.
She'll get the wrong bottle. She ain't smart like you, Jethro.
Shucks, she ain't had education like me.
I should have sent you. You'd have got the right bottle, 'cause you're smart.
That's true.
Hurry. Stop Ellie from getting the wrong bottle.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Whilst I'm gone, who's to stop you from going downstairs and whopping Mrs. Drysdale?
Well, a smart boy like you knows how to stop me from doing that, Jethro.
I do?
Of course. We'll lock the door so I can't get out.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You go on outside, and I'll lock the door.
Hey, now, don't think you can trick me now, Granny. I'll be out there listening to hear you turn that key.
You're the smart one, Jethro. Did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now then, Mrs. Drysdale.
I was right. I just figured out if you could lock that door from the inside, you could unlock it, too.
You and your education. Let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Come on, Granny, you're going back to bed.
Have you guessed what it is I've been trying to tell you?
No, ma'am.
Can't you tell just by looking at me?
Afraid not.
Then I must tell you, this burden is more than I can carry alone. It weighs too heavily on me. I can hide it no longer. I'm infatuated.
Well, shucks, ma'am. If that's all that's been bothering you, forget it. You're just pleasingly plump.
Could we sit down?
You betcha. That's a ticket. There you are.
Oh, don't let go, please.
Oh, Miss Drysdale, don't worry. This bench will hold your weight and then some. There, you see? Now I'll just drag up this chair.
Can't you sit here beside me?
Of course, you don't take up more than half. There. Now you feel better?
I'd feel much better if you could put your arm around me.
Miss Drysdale, I could put my arm around you and have half of it left over. You've got to stop worrying about being fat. There, you city women fret more about extra pound here and there.
Mr. Clampett, Jed, I've been trying to tell you something in a subtle manner, and I'm getting nowhere with it. Very well. I'll show you how I feel. Now, do you know what I've been talking about?
I do for a fact. You're plumb shutting off the blood to my leg.
Please come down and cook some victuals. I'm starving. Hey, looky here. I done took 3 hitches in my rope.
I told you, I ain't stirring out of this chair until your Uncle Jed comes in here and answers me some questions.
Like what, Granny?
Like the hanky-panky that's going on betwixt you and Miss Drysdale. And Jethro, leave the room.
Oh, Granny.
I don't know what hanky-panky you're talking about, and Jethro, stay here.
Thank you, Uncle Jed.
I'm talking about the hanky-panky that went on downstairs, and I had to be locked in upstairs not to see, and Jethro leave the room.
Oh, Granny, you was locked in upstairs so you wouldn't go downstairs and whomp that poor woman, and Jethro, stay here.
Thank you, Uncle Jed.
Then why did she come to see you, all gussied up and smelling of perfume, and Jethro leave the room?
Oh, Granny, Miss Drysdale come here to unburden her mind to me about something, and Jethro, leave the room.
Thank you, Uncle Jed. Leave?
I ain't even sure I ought to tell Granny about Miss Drysdale's problem, but I know she'll pester me till I do.
I'll pester you, too. Out. Out. Like a little kid that doesn't know to score. I done graduated the 6th grade.
Now, Jed, what's Miss Drysdale's problem?
Well, Granny, she thinks she's a mite overweight.
A mite overweight. To tell me that you sent Jethro out of the room?
Well, you know him and his big mouth.
And to tell you that Miss Drysdale got dressed to the nines and pickled in perfume?
That's the truth, Granny.
Who do you think you're greening, Jed? Has that woman took a shine to you?
Granny.
Don't you granny me. I remember you when you was the lady killer of Cass County.
Granny, that was 25 years ago.
It was only 2 days ago that movie actress throwed herself at you. You had it then and you got it now. And I want to know what you're doing with it.
Miss Drysdale's waiting downstairs to see you again, and smelling sweeter than ever, too.
Nothing but twixt you, huh? Well, if you won't talk, I'll wring it out of her.
Grab her, Jethro.
What do you want me to do with her?
Keep her in a rocking chair till I get back.
I'm through with hints and subtleties. I must tell you how I feel.
Jethro, you're much too smart to waste your time holding me like this.
I am?
Of course. Smart boy like you would figure out how to tie me in this chair with a piece of rope.
Well, I ain't got no rope.
Smart boy like you would figure out how to use that rope around your waist.
But yeah, I could do that.
You're so much smarter than Ellie Mae, it ain't even close.
Shucks, she ain't had education like me.
See you later, Blaine!
Please, get a hold of yourself.
Nothing betwixt you, huh? You're right. Ain't room for nothing.
Jed, darling, come back. Come on.
Cass County killer is at it again.
Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Drysdale, I gotta see you. What happened was my fault, Mr. Drysdale. Now, please don't blame your wife. She's a fine woman. And don't worry, we's moving back to the hills. I just thought I'd come by and give you a chance to satisfy your honor.
Mr. Drysdale isn't here. We're quite alone, Mr. Clampett. Now, if you'll please...
Stand back, Miss Jane, for your own safety.
What do you mean?
Something I thought was buried 25 years ago in Cass County has showed up to haunt me.
Mr. Clampett.
Please, please, I can't go through all that again. First that movie actress, then Miss Drysdale, now you.
Wait a minute. Suppose you sit down and tell me everything.
Yeah, I reckon I better. It's weighing on me something awful.
You don't have to help no more, Miss Drysdale. You best go home before Jed gets back.
Oh, but I want to help. I'm so grateful to you for moving back to the hills and taking temptation out of my reach.
Burton, you're loaded, Uncle Jed.
How many critters can I take with me, Paul?
Oh, round up as many as can hang on safe.
Come help me, Jethro.
Oh, Jed, you're back. This is pretty near everything.
Yep, better have a last look around, Granny.
Well, I guess this is it, Jed.
Sure is. Hop on, Maggie.
Maggie? Is that one of Ellie Mae's little critters?
No, ma'am. Maggie is all mine.
You mean me?
Sure do, honey bun. Get in the front seat so we can snuggle. It's a long ride back to my cabin.
Your cabin?
Well, now, you didn't think I was going to leave you here, sweetie pie. You being crazy mad for me and all.
Now, wait a minute.
You love it back in Cass County, darling. You can eat all you want. We'd be happy as two hogs in a mud dweller.
Oh, please.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
Don't call me that. Help! Help!
Lover lamb, come back. I thought 25 years was too long.